CEO, E10 Production in the studio. He is a producer, someone who has been in the media industry for how many years now?
Probably before you were born. But
15,
let's
just
just say
15 years.
15 years. He's been in the media. I was born. He's been in the media industry.
You're older than 15 years.
Yeah, for 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Uzodimma Akalona in the studio, aka Uzon.
Hello.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it
It
up.
should be like a drum roll. The drum roll should have come before we announced the name.
Then, the
And then the
cheers,
pa, pa, pa,
the clap,
pa.
everything, it should just come through,
Yes.
Oh yeah, and then no. And there's this sound we're missing. We're
Which one?
missing the Undertaker sound like you hear in the clubs.
Ah,
That's the one.
That's for people who buy a lot of drinks. You must have spent hundreds of thousands of naira.
Then it comes with fire.
Yeah.
He said it comes in fire.
Except to know that Uzon is going to spray some money in the studio, then we'll make
I mean,
the
you
sound
never
with
know.
our
We could
voices.
just find that sound and drop it.
We can start now.
What's that song? Dun, 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 dun. Hey.
Then the Undertaker just appears.
Are you sure Nigerian clubs are paying? They should be paying.
Yes,
that
for
song,
using that, yes.
Yes.
They should be paying.
They should
Oh, we're getting a lot of things.
So we're going to have
That's why we're
an
Nigeria.
we're going to have an interesting conversation with him about this industry. So, but I will take you down memory lanes. It's a Throwback Thursday. What
Okay.
was it like 15 years ago when you joined this industry, the media industry?
Okay, I started radio immediately I left school. University of Nigeria then. So the radio station just started. That's a Lion FM. And then somehow I've always loved radio. I've always loved listening to radio and all that. So, but I didn't have any opportunity to be on radio. So when I came back to do my clearance in school, I just met one guy, a random guy, my friend though, and he told me, dude, you need to be on radio. Because I used to rap in school. Yeah, so kick some rhymes and all that. So, but he said, okay, you could use your rap skills to be on radio. I thought it was the same thing. So when I went on radio the first day, he told me, I said, when do I start? He said, start the next day. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
So when I went on radio, man, it wasn't the same thing with rapping. It wasn't the same thing at all. I tried to put those rhymes and all that. I thought it was all those things, man, but people were not feeling me. For
Wait,
exactly
hold on.
14 days.
Did you go on radio as a
let's-
rapper?
yeah.
I think you have something in common with Camille.
Okay, so you went on radio and you were like, ladies and gentlemen, this is Uzon,
Yeah.
and we're about to keep it 100.
Yeah.
We're about to
something
flow
like
right
that.
now.
Did you see what did you hear what I said? Like,
Was
that's
that what
it.
you did?
That's something like that. I tried to do some rhymes as well. I'm U to the Z, blah blah blah. The drop. I'm like, man, we're dropping jams like yams. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of laid back.
Yeah, but I think those things will work now. I think those are some things we're missing now.
I think so. But what happened was then being somebody, a lover of hip hop, so I played lots of hip hop songs, and I was on the morning show. And man, morning drives like that, people don't really do well with hip hop and all. So, they called my boss. I was there for 14 days and I messed up for 14 days. So they called my boss and said, kick that guy out. Yeah, so he told me, dude, you can't continue. So I left, and then the next day I get a call from him, and he says, why are you not in the office? I said, but you told me to stop work. So he told me, no, come back. So when I came back, he had downloaded the top 100 songs on Billboard. So probably the songs were messing up with my head. So when he now said, okay, I'm going to produce your show today, sit back, just talk. So when he started playing, and that was when songs like, what's this Lil Wayne song that was a hit, the Lollipop.
Oh.
So he played Lollipop. I'm like, wow. But I'm not really the pop type of person, but I've known Lil Wayne all those. I'm like, man, does Lil Wayne do pop now? But all of a sudden, this whole thing, the whole music changed the face of my presentation. And then, since then, we've been kicking it since.
Okay. So do you think that there's something different now, looking at the industry then and now? Did things change? Did we lose any of our values?
Yes, we did. We've lost lots of values. We've lost lots of values. One of the things with music, with radio presenters back in the days was hard work. We put in work. I remember one of my first radio trainings before I got into voicing and all that. They had to put a candle right in front of me with the lights on, and they told me to talk and let the lights not flicker. It was crazy. So I did that for hours. I'm like, is it possible to speak without? But they were trying to get my pop sounds and all those things right. So all of a sudden, when I started talking and then the candlelight just stayed, I'm like, wow, so this could happen. So, so hard work was one of the values we've lost now. Nowadays, too, radio presenters do a lot of copy and paste. I listen to radio nowadays, and then I already know the story they're talking about. I already know the story. And then they're coming to say like it's one big story. Everybody is on social media now, so people see stories before stories come. So what extra thing do you put? Content. Extra content do you put to your show? So these are some of the things. And then integrity of the radio presenters, broadcasters, journalists, and all that. The integrity. People get to influence us with money.
Do you think, let's talk about opportunities. Do you think that, you went straight out of school to radio. Do you think there's a difference, or do you think people have as much opportunity as you had back then? Do you think they have those opportunities now?
Well, when you talk about opportunities, people, you create your own opportunity. Unlike me, somebody told me just come and be on radio. But I already knew I had the flair, from listening to radio back in the days. But when you talk about opportunities now, I think it's even pretty much harder now than then. Then we hung around radio houses, did some chores for these radio guys we love, just hung around with them, served them, go for errands for them and all that. And then you're listening to them, you're also learning. One day, and they say, we're looking for a radio presenter. And they just turn and look at you and say, guy, you can do this. Come on air. And that's it. Most of us actually started like that. But now, people... they have to go through lots of rigorous interviews. People even consider, back in the days, nobody cared about what school you went to, what certificate you have, and all that. Just that you have the flair, because passion is very, very important in this whole thing. So the opportunities, you create them for yourself. I think it's harder now than even then. It's harder now than then. But
do you think that, internship has been a culture in the media industry? You started like that, and someone trained you.
Yeah.
Do you think that people are still patient, to intern, to learn the things that they need to? Because it looks like, someone comes and then after a week you haven't even listened to the person. I have things to do. There's this guy who's always with me. Okay, see, just go on air and do my shift for me. Do you think it's...
people are impatient now. You understand? People are impatient now. You try to train somebody, and the person feels, somebody met me the other day and said, man, this guy, they use me. They use me? You know what I'm saying? So people don't really have that patience to learn. And learning, you don't learn from somebody in 1 week. Your boss, I worked under your boss, the station manager here. I worked under him in Abuja. And while I was in Abuja as an intern, I worked for 9 months without salary. And then you can't live in Abuja without salary. You can't even live in Abuja without money. The first time they paid me, I saw 30,000 naira together like this. I was mad. I didn't believe that, 30K can come together like this in my life. You know what I'm saying? But I interned. And the funny thing was, I learned everything. Under that 9 months, I learned everything on radio. I learned presentation. I learned production. I was producing then, but... I didn't think, when I applied and I gave them my CD for production, they told me it was a mediocre. So I told my boss, I said, please, can I just stay and just learn? He said, no problem. So I kept coming, and I came from Wuse to Apo. It's far. It's really far. I trekked most of the times, so because there was no money, there was nothing I was doing, but I was passionate about it. Yeah. I said this was what I wanted to do. And I stayed for 9 months before I got my first ever salary, ever.
So I think the key thing here is the interest.
People don't, apart from the interest, another thing is the value they attach to whatever they want to learn. People feel everything is money now. You understand? When we started radio, we were not thinking about money. Nobody was thinking about money. Nobody was even thinking about fame too. You know, you just wanted to do something. You just wanted. This is passion. This is passion for me. I love it. I just want to be on radio. You know what I'm saying? So the patience now, the quest for money is too much. Somebody just learns 2 weeks and say, you need to pay me. You understand? And it's bad. It's bad now. You see, the culture of internship is a Southeast thing. It's something that has been over time. You know, so it's something we need to bring back. It's very, very good. It's better than going to school. Trust me, you can go to school now, graduate and don't know anything. But when you intern, you will learn.
You learn more. So you're giving people who are interested in broadcast journalism a platform to learn.
Yes. We're giving them a platform to learn. We're coming up with a training. It's called the Communicator Masterclass. We started this training in 2015 when we did it in Owerri here. And then we're bringing it back now. Why we're bringing it back is because we back then we just wanted to do the training just to train people, but we didn't have any place to retain them. But now we have. We have created a platform to train them even after the training. We're going to put them through mentorship even after the training. 5 days is not enough to train somebody. Trust me. So we're starting on the 17th to the 21st, and it's 5 days. And it's happening here in Owerri at Odobi Crescent, number 5 Odobi Crescent. And it's going to be explosive. But like I said, 5 days is not enough. And then I also said something about building a platform. So what we now did is, immediately after the training, we build a mentorship platform. And then we are also starting up, should I say here? Okay, yes, we're starting up an online TV. And it's going to be strictly news TV. So we want to get people who are passionate that will work with us over time. People who can stay and do their passion, do their bid for the state. We need to start from here, then we grow to become international. So that's what we do. So we're creating a platform for people who want to be part of the media and the broadcast industry.
What kind of people are you expecting? Are you expecting people who are already broadcasters? Are you expecting mass comm students?
I'm expecting passionate people. Whether you're in broadcasting or not, if I say I'm expecting people who are in broadcasting and all that, I will lie, because most of them might not even come. Most of them might feel, but we know Yuzon now. He's a regular guy. We know him. But man, we've put in work for years or over time. People don't know our experience telling on us. So now we want to pass it on. So I'm expecting passionate people who are passionate about their lives, people who probably, somebody called me this morning and he was asking me, I want to make inquiries for your training. Are you going to give certificates? Yes, we're going to give certificates. And then he also talked about jobs. You're going to give jobs. I say, well, listen to me. If you're coming because you want to get a job, I'm going to give these offers to people who are very, very serious. It's a serious business. Media is serious business. You understand? I'm going to give it to people who are very, very serious. I'm not going to give it to everybody. So I need. Let me give an instance now. I need 27 people. I need 27 people to be correspondents in the 27 local governments of this. So we will want to drop every news as it comes. So that's the kind of hard work we want to put in. It's not copy on social media and then, something happened. When we had that little fire incident at the airport, I got to hear of the news from Abuja. And I'm in Imo State. It sounded embarrassing. It felt embarrassing to me. I can't be a media person in this town and somebody reports my news for me. It's crazy. It's crazy. Or go on social media and pick it up. It's crazy. So I want passionate people. That's what I want. So.
What kind of classes will be going down there?
Okay, we have this time around we're training for news production and documentaries. So that's where we're specializing on. And the reason why we're specializing on that is because, like I said earlier on, we're starting up a news TV, online TV. So we're training on news. Now we're training on news production, everything from news from start to finish. Everything, how you source out for your information down to when you broadcast them. So that's what we're doing. So the courses are all lined up. I don't want to reel them out now, but I'm going to put, if you follow me on social media, we're going to we're going to go on and talk about it, but I'm going to post it later on. But everything from news, then documentaries. When it comes to documentaries, there's something documentary does for us. It tells us our history. You understand? And also it tells us our stories. So we have to tell our stories by ourselves. And documentary is part of news as well. So it's part of news programming and all that. So we need to start telling our stories. People shouldn't tell our stories for us. We should tell our stories by ourselves. The media is the eye through which people see our society. So we need to let people see us the way we are. I mean, I live in Imo State. I live in Owerri. Now, me know where they pin me. You understand? So somebody else cannot come and tell me how Imo State is from the outside. It's crazy. You're not real. Somebody called me up the other day and said, man, why are people always talking Imo State people always talking this, talking that? Imo State, man, is good, blah, 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 blah. I say, it depends on how you see it. I live here. You understand? I live here. This is my town. I should tell you how it is. Courses are very, very interesting. And then we have seasoned journalists and broadcasters that are going to be training people. If you know me very well, my specialty is not news. My specialty is presentation and production. But because I have a passion to tell my story myself, the story of Imo State and the story of the Southeast, and then the story of Nigeria. So we need to get seasoned broadcasters to do so. Man,
how many
passion.
facilitators do you have?
We have six facilitators, including myself and my wife Iberi, and we have Zanda Sokeke, who is the station manager for Darling FM, this beautiful place.
He's also head of news.
Yeah, he's also head of news. You see, the guy Sabi news well. So, I mean, I've worked with him. I know how he does his thing. He does it very, very well, very passionate. Also, I will have Wakego Ohebulam. She's also very known news broadcaster in Imo State as well. We also have Chidebube Okoma, who is also he's a reporter for Punch newspapers. He's also an Imo State guy. And then we have this guy is somebody I trained, and then he does. I think he even does it better than I do now. His name is Chikezie Ifedobi. He was actually my best man in my wedding. So yeah, so he's a documentarian. So he has like 2 award-winning documentaries so far. So he's also coming in from Enugu to train people on documentaries.
How much does one need to pay?
It's just 5,000 naira, 5K.
Okay.
Just 5,000 naira.
For how many? How long is this lasting?
It's 5 days,
That's
21st, 17 to 21st. It's chicken change.
So for one who wants to make inquiries, what number should the person call?
Okay, 2 numbers actually is 0703 074 3829 and 0817 672 4614. So I can take it again. When we do jingles. So I can take it again. It's 0703 074 3829. And then the second number is 0817 672 4614.
And social media platforms?
Social media platform, we are follow at prototype_media. E10 Productions, that's at E10 Productions on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
10
E10
letters or
ETEN at ETEN Productions with an S, and then prototype is prototype_media at on Instagram, then prototype on Facebook, prototype media on Facebook, and Twitter as well. So let me give the address again, because sometimes people try to find it very confusing. Let me describe it now. This is Ebola. So when you're coming from I won't add the landmarks, but when you're coming from but these are areas in Imo State. but we know Maris Junction, right? So after Maris Junction, it's just like you're going down to Imsuba Gate, and then you turn. No, we need to add landmark. It's just number 5 Odobi Crescent. Number 5 Odobi Crescent is a 3 media hub. So number 5 Odobi Crescent. If you go there now, somebody's even there to attend to you. So you can just go pay and book your seat. There are limited seats available.
All right.
Limited seats
Thank you
available. Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Good to have you.
Houston.
You guys actually squeezed the juice out of me.
That's what we do here.
Literally.
Born to make you happy.
Yeah,
Britney Spears.
Oh, that's beautiful music.
Coming through.
But by the way, man, I love the old school you were playing. You just brought back some memories. I'm telling you, man. Especially when you played that Usher.
Cranberry did a
Remind
good
me.
job. I'm going to
man.
give it.
I mean,
to
I'm
her.
I'm
Good job.
such an
Oh, I shouldn't
ex-millennial.
have given it to her. We did a good job.
Yeah,
We
you
did
guys
a
are
good
doing-
job.
You guys are doing great. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Britney Spears coming through.
Thank you.
Oh, man.